John, thank you for the opportunity for this question and answer session on class. Today's signature telephone set offers me a capability of managing my outgoing calls. That is, it offers me a repertory dial function, and it also offers me single button access to features. What, in addition to these signature features, would a class terminal offer me?
Okay, Tony. It's not just a class terminal. What we're dealing with are class services, which is a very close association between the central office and the telephone set. And that's what we have set up here. We have the telephone set, we have a loop going to the central office, and we have a central office. What happens is the central office provides information about the number of the person calling you, and that enables the class terminal to provide incoming call management.
Is this signaling scheme between the central office and the telephone like a P-phone system scheme?
No, it's not like a P-phone system. In the case of class, it is an alternate voice and data system which is only used at the initiation of a call.
Okay, John, so let's discuss incoming calls and incoming call numbers. Let's suppose that I now have an incoming call to this proposed class terminal. Demonstrate to me the number displayed.
Okay, that's quite easy to do. I'll just have the central office supply a number and send it down to the set. Okay, what happens is the number is delivered between the first and second ring of the telephone set, and there is the number.
That's really impressive, John. My family and I deal with our friends' names, not numbers. How does this help me?
Well, if the telephone set knows the number, there's another one coming down. Instead of the number, it will display the name.
Oh, I see Bob Cremain's name's on the set.
That was the number that I said was calling.
How does the set relate names to numbers, John?
The set has the information stored in a directory. This phone has room for 100 names and numbers. The names in this one are stored alphabetically. Let me show you. Here is how we call up the directory, and we can scroll through the names one at a time.
That would take me a long time to get down to Horwood.
No, because we can also quickly go to any letter on a number button. Before we get us some G's, or no G's, H's appear next. There's the name you asked for.
Let's get back to call management, John. I've got 5 members in my family. Is there any way of knowing who an incoming call is for?
Yes, there is, Tony. It's possible. Have the directory set up so that all your daughter's boyfriends will have a ring like this. First ring is normal until they've been identified. Then it has a special sound just for your daughter's boyfriend.
That sounds a very attractive feature to me, John. And I can think of another benefit to that. Suppose John Alsop phoned me up requesting R&D spending against budget. I wouldn't have to talk to him, would I?
That's right. There's John Alsop's number. He's calling you. And once the set identifies him, it ignores the incoming call.
And there's blissful silence in answer to his question. John, I noticed that the set display shows date and time. Therefore, can I do selective call screening dependent upon the time of day?
Yes. With this telephone set, we have call management and time management. And we have a feature called Do Not Disturb, which is presently turned off, but will selectively disallow ringing during certain times of the day.
Well, given then that the terminal has got an onboard clock, can I use this timing device for a reminder and wake-up capability?
Yes, Tony, that's another feature that we have built into the terminal. There's a wake-up call, and that also is turned off right now.
John, you just showed me Do Not Disturb. What happens if I have an incoming call whilst the phone is on Do Not Disturb, or indeed the phone is at home, I may be at work. Does the terminal assist me in logging incoming calls?
Yes, Tony, that's one of the strong points of the telephone set. We have a list of unanswered calls. There's John Alsop. You didn't want to talk to him, as I recall. We can screen through the list. There's going to be 20 calls recorded. The name, date, and time are logged for each call that is not answered. Alsop called you again a little bit earlier. Adrian also tried to get a hold of you. Here's another number which did not match with the name in our directory, so it appears just as a number.
I can certainly see the advantages of having names rather than numbers displayed. Now suppose I want to return Adrian's call.
That's quite easy. You get his name to appear as one of the unanswered calls, go off hook, and the number is automatically dialed. This works almost identically to the way that you must dial a number from the directory. We could go to directory, again, get Adrian's name, go off hook, and the number is dialed.
Right, John, that gives me a view of some of the class features. But I still want convenient access to some of the custom calling features I subscribe to today, such as call waiting and call forwarding. Does this telephone set allow for that?
Yes, the telephone set has many, let's say, classes of buttons. There's certain things that are fixed and built in all the time. Our number pad, our last number redial. There's also buttons which allow us to control the display, scroll through the numbers that appear on the display, and we have user programmable feature keys which will allow us to access central office functions. There's a lot of functionality in the set. The problem is making the set easy to use. That's one of the reasons why we built up this demonstration model, so we can work on the serious ergonomic issues that are being investigated. Clearly, we've only touched on the potential feature components of this set. We are currently working the arbitration of function between the set and the central office with BNR and DSP.
Yes, John, thanks for a very interesting demonstration. It says a lot for what class can do for my family and I. I thought during the demonstration that some of these features may also be of interest in a business environment.
Yes, and Bell Canada, for one, is doing the set primarily as a residential leased product, but also able to be used in small business applications.